Hey everyone, Jim T. Graham with RC Groups. I am back with our old friend Mike Vassar from Robart. What's up, Mike?
Hey, Jim, everything's going well. So, how are you today?
I am doing good. I noticed that you put out a email the other day talking
Yep.
about the sale of intellectual property for some of your products, and I thought it
Yep.
was important we get together and discuss that. So, everyone, that is the main gist of what's about to occur. But before we go there, I thought we might want to talk about Robart, Zap Glue, and all the things
Yeah,
that are currently in activation there at the facility.
sure. Well, in fourth quarter last year, we talked about my business partner and I, we purchased FTE from Frank Tiano's widow, Carol. So we're making sure that those distributors are getting all their glues and everything and working on getting the advertising out into all the magazines, working with wonderful gentlemen like yourself and talking about things like that. So, so all the glues are out there. So, we've got our Zap-A-Gap, we've got the Zap CA, the thin for building real thin stuff. But also, we should talk about a couple other things. One is finishing resin. A lot of you were asking for finishing resin. I know we were out of stock of it for a long time. It's back in stock. We got two sizes for this. Make sure you pick up your finishing resin. And also, here it is, the 15-minute epoxy. It's back in stock. So go to your hobby shops, call up your dealers and whatnot and say, hey, I need to get my 15-minute epoxy. Mike from Robart and Zap Adhesive says that it's back in stock, and they'll start getting it back on the shelves for you, okay?
Most of my career, I always thought of Zap as a hobby-related glue, and I don't think it was until I met you that I realized Zap is used by professionals and hobbyists in so many different things, from fly fishing to woodworking to knife making, all kinds of things.
Oh, yeah. The purchase orders that came across the desk today were all over the place. A manufacturer, a hobby, a woodworker, manufacturing woodworkers, so cabinets and things like that too. So we're into a lot of different things. Then we've got some really fun ones. The zoos, the zoo. Like I work with a few zoos, like
All right.
the Houston Zoo. I've worked with them. Brookfield Zoo here in Chicagoland area. We've worked with them, and it's because they realize that it's a great glue that grabs right away, and they can get stuff fixed. So, and it works underwater, it works in all these different places. So they really like it for those quick repairs, especially in the summertime. You got so many kids and families and things like that every single day. Well, we can get a lot of stuff fixed for them.
You get in the cage, you glue the thing, and you're out before that tiger attacks you. That's
right.
And so the other thing we need to talk about, I think, is Robart in general, and just reiterating that there are products on Robart to discuss and know about, and go to Robart and buy.
Yeah, so like on our website, and we're getting a lot of phone calls, a lot of emails, people saying, hey, can you get me if you got one of these on the shelf, can you get it for me? So what we're doing is we're putting the live inventory up there on the website. We're going through, we're modifying things. There's 4 of us left here, okay? And so we're doing the best we can to get all that stuff done. And so certain things we are going to be keeping in stock. Your air cans, okay, air cans. We've got a bunch of air cans. We're going to be continuing to make these. Our plastic tees, we're getting these going. Continuing on with those.
Nice. I know. Somebody was asking about that.
But then on the other side of it, there's like the e-blast that I sent out.
Right.
There are a few things that unfortunately, with the employee shortage in today's markets, then we're not the only company that's having this issue, right? Is that we had to discontinue a couple things.
And when you say there's 4 of us left, the reason for that is that the rest of that crew was there creating these products that you are now talking about selling the intellectual property to.
Right. So we had in mainly it was on the machine shop side, right? Is we had a couple people go on to some other things. We're trying to find people. We had replaced 2 of them. It took a long time to try to find them. So that would have left us with only 2 people in a 4 to 6 man shop, I can't run. I can't. I just can't bring product to market, right? With that. So that's part of one of the things that really happened here. And so what we ended up having to do is let a few other people go. Like, if I can't make it in the shop, I don't need an assembler to assemble something that's not coming out of the shop.
Being built. Correct.
Right. So I had to let one of our assemblers go. On the other side of it, our welder. Well, if I'm not making anything out of the shop for that person to weld together, unfortunately, we had to let our welder go. Right. So
that frees up the product, and that's why we're talking about the sale of this intellectual property for these products.
Correct. So we're looking at a couple different things. One is retracts and landing gear. Now, I'm not only just going to call it retracts, right? Because you've got different landing gear that sets, like our cub gear, our fixed gear, things like that, right? And then our struts. So these are all things that we're going to be, this is the stuff, the intellectual property that's up for sale. And then our aluminum wheels. The tire making process has already been sold, but if you are interested in the hubs themselves, we get you in touch with the individual that's actually making the tires, the solid tires. So that's not 4 to 6-inch tire. Okay. So that's what's up for sale. And when we talk about intellectual property, you're not getting the Robart name. Okay. The Robart name is staying with us because we are continuing with some of the Robart products. Okay. We're talking build folders, engineering files, spare parts lists, dimensional drawings, anything that's in our engineering folders or files that are associated with that. Jigs, stamping dies, and anything that's still back in the shop that is associated exactly with that product, that's part of it. Now, there's no machinery, there's no equipment, there's no employees, there's none of that comes with it. But you also do get any of the spare parts that are left that we don't sell, because we are continuing to sell spare parts at this time. So you will get any of those spare parts also.
Got it. So if somebody felt capable and thought this was something that they would be into, you're going to hand the keys over and the rights over to all these products so that they can move forward.
Correct. That is correct.
And if someone was like, this is for me, they should head to robart.com and go to the contact page where we have phone numbers.
Can just email me, Mike@robart.com. That's the best way. Just email Mike@robart.com. Or like you said, that phone number, jump back to that page. Sorry, Jim. Yeah. And I'm sorry I interrupted you also. That 630-584-7616. That, and then use extension 1, I believe it is, for Zap Glue. That'll come directly to me.
Awesome.
Do not fax me. I didn't know there was a fax number there. That's coming off. We're going to make a few adjustments there right after this call.
Well, I know there have been questions out there on this, and so I thought it would be great to get it straight from Mike. And that is all the information that there is to know. The rest of the questions that you have, if you're want to engage, then just follow the directions Mike gave you, and you'll be able to do that.
And if you've always wanted to be in the hobby business, this is your thing, and you want to take a run. This is a great opportunity for you. It's you've got it's a solid setup of products and things like that you can move forward with. I think it'll be a wonderful thing for you.
You would also be somewhat singular in the market, especially in the U.S., to be able to produce products like this. So,
right, there is one U.S. competitor. Everybody knows who they are, right? And then otherwise, it is an overseas competitor. So there is a need out there, and unfortunately, we just can't get the employees to continue it on at this facility or this geographic area, so on and so forth.
Right. Well, there you go. That's all the information that you need to have. I would say put questions down below, but I don't think that's appropriate in this format. I think you should shoot an email or a phone call to Mike and let him to answer those questions that way. And Mike, we always appreciate you taking time to talk to us and spreading the word out there.
Yeah, Jim, thank you for everything that you do with the hobby. And I heard you were down at Joe Knoll. Sorry we missed you. I heard a lot of people got wet down there, but it was. I'm sure it was a wonderful event, and I'm sure I'll see you on the road as I'm traveling through. I am actually going to be in northern Indiana in a couple of weeks at the flying event in Goshen. So I'll be over there and bouncing around to different trade shows and things like that. And like we said in the beginning of the talk, multiple different industries.
Awesome. Keep busy.
Thanks, bud.
All right,
You too.
Yeah, everybody hit those buttons, like, subscribe, share, and just help promote that hobby. Jim T. Graham, Mike Vassar, we always enjoy talking to you.
Bye now.